Hi, welcome to Analytics for All. This is our first project in our course Python for Data Science. This is part of the fundamentals course. This is on lists and dictionaries. It's really more of a skill check than a full-blown project. If you're coming to us from YouTube, I can send you a link to the website here so you can see what's going on. Let's take a quick look at the question, then we'll go into how we can work around it here. All right. So if you've taken some of the classes already, you've gotten up to lists and dictionaries. What we're going to do here is I've got some code here I've given you. And what you can see is, let's see if I can zoom in for you here. You've got two dictionaries, and then I've created a blank list, and I've appended the list with the two dictionaries. So the two dictionaries will sit inside the list, and you can print it out. Now, you can, if you have the Anaconda distribution installed, we can do this in Notebook. In fact, I can show you where I actually have the answers already for you. Or if you need to, if you're working on your phone or something, I've got this Python console. You hit the blue button here, it'll bring you into, and you can work in a Python testing shell right here. But I'm going to be working in the dictionary. Now, if you want to get to the dictionary, if you go back up here to free courses, you click on the free courses icon, you go down to the fundamentals course, and if you scroll down here, you have two downloads. The first download is all of the lessons in the fundamental course. All 19 notebooks from all the lessons are there. And the second one, this has your project solutions. But if you're watching the video, you can just follow along with me instead. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's bring this into our project dictionary. And you can see again, so here we got two dictionaries. Each has just only two key value pairs here, name and an age. And like I say, I put them into a list, so bam. All right, so there we go. So we have two dictionaries nested in a list. Now what do we want to do? Let's go back up to the project now. Let's see what the questions are. Okay, so we scroll down. And what's the first question? I want you to print out the second dictionary from the list. So here we go. We're looking at two dictionaries in a list. And if you see we print the list, it's A. So if you just, obviously, if you just type in A here, and I hit go, I'll get the two dictionaries. So how would I call a first value in a list anyway? If it's just a plain list with just nothing but it just, regular values in there, well, it's really simple. I put a square bracket in the O, 0. Because remember, it's Python, we iterate starting at 0. That's where our index starts. There you go. So if I want to get the second one, I would just go there. All right. Now, I did say in the instructions that I want you to print out the section dictionary from the list. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this in a print statement. May not seem like much if you're working here within the notebook, but if you're working in a regular IDE, you don't have to print, you're not going to see anything. So the IDE kind of, this Jupyter Notebooks gives you a little different taste than you get from a regular IDE. So if you're working anything outside of a Jupyter Notebook, you're going to want to wrap the print around there or you won't see anything at all. Okay, let's look at the next question. What's the next question? I want you to print out the name from the first dictionary, just the name. So how would you think we'd go about that? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about it, okay, before I jump in. All right, so here we go. We'll just start. I'm going to work slowly so you can kind of think your own way through this. Feel free to pause this, work on your own. So we have A0. We know that gives us the first dictionary. And we want the name from it. How do you think we'd get the name? Well, how would we call a name in a dictionary? Let's go back up to the dictionary here. The dictionary we're looking at is D. So if I go down here and I hit D, I still get that dictionary. Okay? So how would I call the name from that dictionary? Because I know I didn't cover this in the lessons. I kind of want you to think on your own for this one. All right. So how we call the name? Well, we use the brackets, and we actually put the name of the key, the value as the name. The key, and this will give us the value back. Now keep in mind, Python is case sensitive, so if you do this, the lowercase n, you're not going to get nothing. You're going to get an error. So how about we try to combine the two concepts now? So we have, so this A01 is effectively D. So let's just try adding sometimes with Python it looks simple enough that it just might work, and that's the case in this. It's just you just got to think about it. This is a lot of times you have to think this A0 A0 is equal to D. They're the same thing. In fact, this should probably come back true. I don't know if it'll error. That does come back true, see? There you go. So that's the exact same thing. Notice the A is not equal to D, but A0 would be. So keep that in mind. A0 is what gets you to the first dictionary. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the last question we got here. What's the last thing we want you to do? I want you to print out both ages. So I want you to print the ages for both. Okay, so let's start by saying we can go down here and we can print A. That would give us both dictionaries. Now, how would we print the age? Okay, can we just print A age? No, it's going to fail. I can already tell you it's going to fail because it's not the first step. The first order of this, you have to assign it to one of the dictionaries. So let's go ahead. Let's think about this for a second. Again, let's take a couple seconds to think. Okay, this one you may not have got unless you skipped ahead a little or if you already know anything. But one thing I'm going to use with this one, easiest method I can think to apply is just using a loop. So we're going to say for x in A. And how this works, if you haven't gotten this part, watch this. We're going to say for x in A. So it's going to take each element of A and separate it. So watch, we print it out, bang, bang, by assigning it to x. So if we just want the age at this point, now we can just say age there. Because x is now the equivalent each time we run it through of A1 and A0. So we go there you go. So there's your loop. All right. Hope you like this project. The projects will get more interesting as we go on. I'm just trying to get you started. This is more of just a quick check. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Again, go back and check out the site. You're already on it, analyticsforall.org. See you next time. Thank you.